Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel Trading Secrets. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. For those of you who do not know, my name is Ali. I have over 20 years experience teaching accounting, economics, business and law. Through this channel I'll be providing some stock analysis and a quick update on the $1 Million Challenge. So if you're not aware of this is a journey of an investment of $1,000 to a return of $1 million over a period of 3 years using a strategic or compound return investing. So the objective is try to get 201 trades, each with an average return of 3.5%. It's not 201 consecutive trades, we do take into account losses. So for further details about how to join us for less than $9 a month, information is available in the description below. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some discussions with an MMTLP short seller who's still being charged a borrow fee. We're also going to be looking at ticker symbol NWBO with potential huge news coming up. And also, before we get started, let's have a look at what's happening in the markets. There was significant news in terms of interest rates today. So headline here from Yahoo Finance: the Fed Reserve leaves interest rates unchanged at a 22-year high and signals one more hike in 2023. So it is good news, but the indication that there could be one more hike has not been well received. So they did hold interest rates on Wednesday. I personally don't see there is a guarantee of another increase in interest rate. That's still, I think what they're doing is certainly looking to be a little bit more cautious than normal. So let's have a look at a breakdown of the numbers. So in terms of a summary of the Fed decision, the Fed has paused interest rate increases. So 12 Fed officials see one more rate hike, 7 officials see no more rate hikes. So I think that will certainly depend on how inflation continues over the next few months. And the Fed see rates higher for longer. Fed also sees inflation at 2.6% in 2024. So has the pause really happened? We don't really know. However, and finally, shout out here to Watch Your Guru, who stated the Fed Reserve have just said they do not see a recession until at least 2027. So again, potentially good news there. So before we look at the discussions with the MMTLP short seller, quick clarification on yesterday's video where we looked at the letter from one of the Congress members to Gary Gensler of the SEC and also to FINRA. So we can see here headline from Frank Nez, member of Congress, orders MMTLP share count in the new letter. So in the previous video I did not share with you the official letter with the seal in terms of when I was discussing it. So we do have a copy of that, and I think I did add it in yesterday's video but without the actual commentary. So we now have the letter here. So again, we have the seal, we have the date, September the 19th. So great news here, and hopefully Chairman Gensler and also President Cook will give an adequate and detailed, concise reply. So I'd like to give a shout out and thanks to Dr. E, who shared the space earlier today. MMTLP long space until dinner, can you dig it? So in this space we did have the discussion with the MMTLP short seller. So he goes by the name of Phil Anderson. So what Phil shared in these discussions, there was also a post, and we can see here in the post he states that you're now being charged a stock borrow fee to maintain a short position. So obviously this is for MMTLP, so it looks like the broker that he was with is still charging him. So this is a fee that is being charged daily, and the rates are expressed as an annualized basis according to the information that he has been given. So what he also shared in the space in terms of some of his discussions and comments, he stated that he is a retail short. So as far as being a retail short, he's obviously shorting it as an individual. I think he saw it as an opportunity to make money, and he also stated that he didn't close his position on the last day when he could have done a price close to around about $2.90, and in his words, it was one of the reasons for that was because he got greedy. So let's have a look at some of the comments in the space. With regard to Phil, shout out here to Jimmy, who states, I don't wish any harm on you as a human. I wish you nothing but the best when it comes to health and etc. But as far as this play, sorry, I can't wish you well. So again, that's really something from a financial point of view. So Phil is being very considerate in here, and he's obviously credit to Phil for coming into the space and obviously accepting what he's done. He states that he likens this to poker. in terms of his friends, he kicks their ass and they are not getting the money back. So I do see his point of view. So in terms of going on, he also states in terms of trying to save anyone that lost money. That's a comment from Jimmy, but what Phil is stating is wasn't his idea. You are right. Trading is a zero-sum game. You win some, you lose some, and he doesn't appreciate the sentiment. So I think as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure many people are concerned, I think the real enemy are probably the hedge funds and obviously the market makers, and especially the organizations that were naked shorting. So someone like Phil, I think as a retail individual short seller, I think he saw it as an opportunity to make profit, but now he's paying the price with the daily charge from his broker. So let's now have a look at some of the developments. So shout out here to Alan, who states pre-discovery is coming in his case. You can read all about it when the judge makes a ruling. Even if he stands alone, he will stand with his head up. Goliath, just know I will never give up, and I'm coming for you in the courts, and I'm not ever quitting. So a message there for FINRA. And I think another important update I'd like to share with you is from Dr. E, who's shared contact information for AOC, Gayetz, Fitzpatrick and Raja. So the objective here is to try to get all of those to sign a similar letter that we shared yesterday, and hopefully if you do send these contact details, you can get access to them from Dr. E's Twitter handle, and we need to keep the momentum going. I finally like to share with you details of another stock that was brought to my attention from Sean Glatty. This is ticker symbol NWBO. So what Sean Glatty stated is NWBO is doing its magic. So let's have a look at ticker symbol NWBO. So I did tweet about this, and one of the reasons I tweeted about this is surprise, surprise, I found here that this company, which is a bio company, is involved in a legal case against Canaccord Genuity LLC. So again, not a surprise, but also something quite staggering. So what I posted here is just how many alleged cases of nefarious activity Canaccord Genuity LLC involved in. NWBO, the company we're going to look at now, is a bio stock. It's trying its best to beat brain cancer, to beat prostate cancer, and much, much more. It needs to be protected by the SROs, not only to remain viable as a business entity, but also for the greater health of humankind. Unfortunately, nefarious actors will prioritize making dollars over being transparent and ethical. So not a good sign there. So there is a court case going on there. We can shout out here to Hoffman 6383, who has shared details of the case of Northwest Biotherapeutics Incorporated versus Canaccord Genuity. So this is a case in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. So certainly we will keep an eye on that. But in terms of what the company is doing, so we can see here they have a phase 3 for GBM brain cancer. Enrollment for that was completed in 2015. And they also have a prior phase 1 and 2 DC vax for trials for GBM. And amongst this, they're also working in trying to work for treatments of prostate cancer and much, much more. So again, a company there which is really actually trading on the OTC. It is a penny stock. So let's have a look at the chart for the previous month. We can see it is up in excess 78%. So there certainly seems to be some momentum here, and there certainly seems to be some positive upward movement. However, right now at time of editing, it is down. Just I think at approximately 3%. But what I'm going to share with you now is some of the catalysts or some of the upcoming news. And we can see here the company believes it has now completed all the remaining prerequisites for an application, including certain steps related to implementation of the investigation plan, pediatric implementation, and the submission of the required formal notification to the MHRA of the upcoming MMA. So the company has submitted a 10Q filing, so I've had a look at that as well, and currently in the final stages of completing the application package itself. So this could be something that is driving the stock forward. So the company anticipates submitting the MMA in the next 30 to 45 days and plans to request an MHRA review under 150 business days, and it's also looking to accelerate the availability of new medicines for patients in the UK. So making some good movements and progress there in the medical field, and hopefully the issues that it has with organisations like Canaccord Genuity can be dealt with in the court. However, that will be down to the judge and the interpretation, but certainly in terms of a company, wish them all the best. Finally, if you would like to get notification of stocks such as NWBO and many others, and also take part in live trading discussions, details are in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Please stay tuned.